Analyst for the Daily Signal and former Trump campaign surrogate. Mehek, welcome back to the show. Thank you for your time.
Thanks for having me.
So let me just start here, because Republicans are seen as having the advantage right now in this fight. But Politico columnist Jonathan Martin writing that, quote, Republicans chasing extra House seats risk energizing Democrats and alienating key new voters. How do you weigh all these warnings that this could backfire and not play out as intended in these new map redraws?
You know, Marquis, I think most people that are analyzing this today are forgetting we're talking about voters, but Democrats continue to bifurcate voters between Black versus everybody else. And we finally have a Supreme Court that's treating us all the same and saying every American vote matters, and that Democrats can't continue to gerrymander. I mean, at the end of the day, racism has been thrown around a lot, but it's really the Democrats that have been treating Black voters like they own them, like they should control them, and like they're a monolith. And what this Politico article really misses is what the American people want, including Black voters. We want lower gas prices. We want affordability. It's the promise that President Trump came in with, and he delivered until Iran, which is going to be a small, in my opinion, blip in terms of the American economy, but we will come back strong once we resolve this war.
Justice Sotomayor, let me ask you about the war in just a second, but Justice Sotomayor dissenting in this Alabama case, calling the decision inappropriate and that will only cause confusion as Alabamians begin to vote. Your response to her dissent and her allegations that this will disenfranchise Black voters?
Well, again, in addition to Democrats, are treating Black voters as they're a monolith and a party that only go for the Democrat Party when that's not accurate. What we need are maps that are fair representation for all voters rather than gerrymandering based on race and Democrat control. These are the same Democrats that were standing up for democracy, that stood by court decisions. So it should be no different now when the Supreme Court has said that we shouldn't be racially gerrymandering with majority-minority decisions. And in my opinion, every voter matters. And the way that maps have been drawn in many of these states have been inaccurate. So if anything, we're bringing racial equality back.
And what do you say, just Mehek, to everybody who says, but Texas started this, you know, Governor Greg Abbott started this, obviously a very red state. This is happening on both sides.
100%, but that's the rebalancing that I'm excited about in our country. We have been living in this racial stigma where Democrats continue to say Americans are racist and they're fighting for racial equity. But what about just voter equity? What about stopping to treat us like we're Black versus white and just human beings that deserve fair representation? So yes, Texas started the fight. Indiana should have finished it, but every state needs to look at their redistricting, including the state of Ohio. We need to have a cleaner lens rather than majority minority that is just divided by Black voters or Democrats versus everybody else. That's what the Democrat Party is today. It's control over voters and treating them as chunks of individuals that will just give them power rather than human beings that deserve fair representation. That's what the court said. So every state should be doing this.
Yeah, we'll see where this all heads. But before I let you go, let me talk about Trump's approval rating, just at 36%, according to this new Reuters Ipsos poll. A total of 66% say the president has not clearly explained his goals in Iran. I know you just stated right off the top you think this is going to be a blip. How much concern, though, should this raise for Republicans heading into midterms?
I think that Republicans really need to continue to talk about the big, beautiful bill, the savings that we're having, the push. Every state should be doing this, Marquis, is getting rid of our gas tax, even if it's temporary, like states like Indiana and Kentucky. But the war in Iran is complicated. It's been a 47-year terror regime, and President Trump has a plan. This is temporary. Like Democrats said during Biden, inflation was transitory, and we lived it for 4 years and got crushed.